weekend, everybody, and welcome to Week 2 of ESPN's NFL Primetime. I'm Chris Berman, along with my compatriots, didn't say New England Patriots, although they're not doing so badly, Tom Jackson and Stuart Scott. And what we found today in Week 2, a lot of underdogs. No, not too many teams asserting themselves, except us. In the Bengals-Ravens game, you know what you were expecting here. Offense, and if you didn't like that, maybe a little more offense. The Cincinnati, of course, known for their comebacks, had the big 18-point comeback last week for a win. The Baltimore Ravens, no lead is safe with them because for the Ravens, quote, the fourth quarter lead, never more. But could they change that today at home? Bruce Consolid, 8-2 since taking over the Bengals midseason last year. Second quarter, no score, Jeff Blake. Now, this is what should happen. The Carl Slim Pickens touchdown, crossed the back of the end zone, 7-0 Bengals. But then, look at the Baltimore defense, Tom.
Well, you notice on that last play, he had some room to step up in the pocket. This time, Peter Bulwer and Michael McCrary collapsed the pocket. Here again, trying to find some room, and McCrary tracking him down for another sack.
Third quarter, the Bengals lead at 10-6. First and 10 for Baltimore at their own 31. And Vinny Testaverde will look for Derek Alexander. Not only does he make a nice comeback at the catch, look at him carry Corey Sawyer for a ride. 46-yard gain.
Yeah, in the first part of the play, Corey Sawyer with his head in the backfield thought he was going to read on the stop and the out, and he gives him the go instead. Gets the big gain downfield. 2 plays later, first and goal from the 5. Rookie Jay Graham crackers his way into the end zone. He's a rookie from Tennessee. 5 yards, 13-10. The Ravens. Oh, no. The Ravens have a lead in the fourth quarter. It's 13-10. But Vinny says, not today. Second and 10. He's looking and throwing and finding Michael Jackson. Ball down to the 39. Same drive. First and 10 at the 35. Derek Alexander, 9 more yards. 2 plays later. First and 10 from the 18. Testaverde. Tom, good coverage here. Eric Green is wide open. I mean, wide open. 20-10 Baltimore. Now it's 23-10 Ravens. Just under 2.5 to go. Blake looking for James Hunden from Portland State. Put working into the lineup.
What? Then second and 10, 1:07. Stevan Moore makes the pick, and that was nickel, dime, quarter, half dollar, and Susan B. Anthony defense. There were 5 guys playing defense, you know, even though the Bengals lost. Scott Brumfield, the man you saw right there. Congratulations to him on this field. Middle of last season in a collision, it was feared that he would never, well, if not never walk again. He lost the feelings in his leg. If you watch NFL Countdown this morning, you saw the story. He worked against the advice of everyone else to come back, and he did. He's not the starting lineman yet, but he's on the field. Congratulations to him, even though his team lost by the count of 23-10. And Vinny threw for 275 yards in the game. Blake threw for 317. But here's the problem. Leading rusher for the Cincinnati Bengals, Jeff Blake, 34 yards rush. So the Bengals, they're exciting, Tom, but they continue to be a riddle, if you ask me.
Well, therein lies the problem. They had a good rushing game from Kajana Carter last week. They had 56 yards total this week, so they didn't have any balance. Even though Blake threw for over 300 yards, he had pressure on him consistently during the game because the defense could dictate down and distance situations to him. And then defensively, the 30-zone blitz scheme is a scheme where it calls for everybody to know exactly, and I'm talking about within 12 inches, where you need to be in coverage. And you're talking about doing this with people who aren't used to doing it. Linemen, defensive ends, sometimes defensive tackles. So Dick LeBeau will have a good defense eventually, but people will have to be patient. It took us a year in Denver to pick up totally this scheme, and I'd say it's going to take the Bengals about that same length of time.
Red zone choices, though, boy. Try to force that ball.
Trying to force the ball in.
Try to force it. Well, they, like just about every other team in the NFL, including Baltimore, now 1-1. When we return, Jim Everett will be able to get back at the team that cut him. Everett tried to lead the Chargers to win over New Orleans, and big news in San Francisco, where Jim Druckenmiller tried to be heads up for the Niners.
So then Doris is driving it, and she says, but Elliot, I can't feel the road. And I said, but what do you expect? It's a luxury car. Anyway, we then drive it down the road. Have you ever driven down?
Bored with traditional luxury? It could be time for the supercharged Bonneville, one of the world's most powerful sports sedans.
Do you drive a luxury car, Frank?
You bet your ascot I do.
Luxury with attitude. The Bonneville by Pontiac.
Break away from the pack with the hardest checking, smoothest skating, most realistic game on ice. NHL Breakaway 98 from Acclaim Sports for PlayStation and Windows 95. Sweat the details. Mike Ditka for 1-800-COLLECT.
Hey, come on, ladies! Hey, get mad! Make believe I just insulted your mama. Or make believe I just treated you. Make believe I just called you collect without using 1-800-COLLECT.
Hey, he could have saved us up to 44% with 1-800-COLLECT.
Stop, guys! I was only kidding. Stop!
1-800-COLLECT. Save up to 44%.
Zoom Air gives me back the step I lost in the 70s, but I still have to learn about today's players. So I found someone with lots of free time who could help.
Hey, thanks for helping, Coach Schuller.
No problem, Joe. I got lots of free time.
Geez, he's pretty fast. So's he. So's he. Good thing I wear super fast, low-to-the-ground Zoom Air shoes, huh, Coach?
So do they, Joe.
Coach Schuller wasn't that helpful.
The Michelin X1 with a 6-year unlimited mileage tread-life warranty gives you better wet traction than any rain tire, plus Michelin confidence in most driving conditions. Because you don't just cover a lot of miles, you cover a lot of weather.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. Way down yonder in New Orleans, the home opener for Mike Ditka. The Saints host the San Diego Chargers. There he is, Iron Mike with the chaw going. Jim Everett cut him, and now he leads San Diego at quarterback. First start for Troy Davis. 2,000-yard season for him at Iowa State. 7-yard gain. Same drive. Davis showing the form with his flags all over the place. Flag Day in New Orleans. 10-yard gain. But then, Tommy, what happened? Wait a minute. There's a fumble right there. Rodney, Junior Sale looking for the football, and he could go with a fumble again. Just like Kevin Gilbride diagrammed it. Touchdown, Rodney Harrison. 7-3 Chargers. Mike says east. Everett and Stan Humphries going over the play. 2nd and 10 for the 1. Everett will hang it. Brian still runs underneath it for the catch, 36 yards. Same drive. Everett. Eric Metcalf across the 50 into Saints territory. What? Kevin Gilbride and company set up with a field goal, 10-6 lead at halftime. Then Davis gets the handoff and a big hit from Marco.
Coleman.
Second of the game, it's a fumble by Davis. Ditka says, all right, I like you. I know you fumbled a couple times, first game jitters. Then defense here by the Saints. Tom.
Yeah, Winford Tubbs and Mark Fields right there. Just watch them as they line up, do a little twist inside. Everett really doesn't have a chance here. Takes one look downfield and then dumps it.
All right, so then Heath Schuller trying to make something happen. Gavea! He throws it right to Kurt Gavea for the interception. Saints' next possession, Heath Schuller. Heavy pressure. And it's into the hands of Marco Coleman. Another pick. Schuller 20 of 38, but picked off 3 times. Everett rolls right. This is a good-looking rookie. Second-year pick was the top pick for the Chargers. Freddie Jones, the tight end. Jim Everett looking over at the Saints bench. But, all right, the Chargers win the game. So they win it by the count of 20-6. San Diego 11 first downs. New Orleans 14 first downs. Neither team had 250 yards of offense.
And here's the Saints' second half possessions. Punt, interception, interception, punt, punt, fumble. Not good.
Not good at all. Saints lose it. They're 0-2. Here we go. When we return, Hawks and Lions. I tell you about a team that is good. Maybe it's the pewter Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And in the black and blue division, the Vikings and the Chicago Bears.
This simple-looking device is the key to unlock your body's hidden potential. It can change the look and shape of every line and curve on your body. Because it's the weight, the challenge, and the secret behind one of the most effective fitness machines in the world. Introducing the Bowflex Power Pro. Bowflex uses patented power rod resistance to give you an incredibly smooth, natural feel for over 60 different health club quality exercises. With features like a built-in aerobic rowing exercise, convertible grips, and convenient folding capabilities, it's easy to see why a Bowflex was selected by Fitness Magazine as the best home gym for 1997 and was awarded a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. It's time to get the body you want with no money down and payments as low as $33 a month. Call right now for your free video and brochure. Discover the body you've always wanted with the Bowflex Power Pro.
And Michael Caine is now looking at maybe a 2-point conversion to try and win it right now. They are, in fact, going to go for it. I like it.
What a gutsy move by Mike O'Kane. Barnett. Got it! Wolfpack win the ball game! An incredibly gutsy call by Mike O'Kane. And it's bedlam on the field right now.
The helmet's on the table and the gobo is on the floor. Wow, a little inside TV talk here. Stuart Scott, we kept our eye on the North Division this afternoon, and although the Green Bay Packers, obviously, they're the defending champs, Vikings impressive last week, and the Bears, even in defeat, impressive last week. So, you know, they cooked up something in Chicago.
Almost beat the Packers, the Bears did. Dennis Green, though, was owned the black and blue, 26-14 with the Vikings in his stay. The Vikings trash-talking secondary walks it like they talk it. Orlando Thomas's 14 interceptions the last 2 years, tops in the league. The Viking defense, more takeaways since 1992 than any team in the league. As for all the noise, Corey Fuller admits, when I go home at night, I pray to God to forgive me for the things I said that day. Expect lots of praying tonight. Last 11 games against Chicago, Minnesota's returned 6 interceptions for touchdowns. The Bears in their home opener against the Vikings. Brian Cox, tough week. Bears fined him 10 grand. Robert Smith coming off a career-high 169-yard performance last week. First quarter, fine stuffs career high. Cox was large, 9 tackles, 1 sack. Second quarter, Smith again gets nothing, only 6 yards in the first half. Bears up 10-3 at recess. Third quarter, Rashaan Salam gets stripped naked. There's Orlando Thomas getting his fumble return swerve on. 6th career fumble recovery, 3rd career touchdown, 2nd career fumble recovery for a touchdown, 13-10 Vikes. Vikings come back in the 4th quarter. Brad Johnson with the radar lock on Chris Carter. 85th straight game with a catch for Carter. He had 9 catches on the day. 3 plays later, this is what you call a perfect out and up. Johnson gives the pump fake. Jake Reed goes up. Money. 12 catches for Reed, 118 yards, Vikes up 2017. TJ, somebody got schooled.
Well, the other half of the fake is Reed on Walt Harris. He gives him the stop and go. Harris bites up on the stop part of it, and you see the distance between them when Reed makes the catch.
That was ugly. Bears come back to Raymond Harris, who was the bomb Monday night with a career-high tying 122 yards and a career-high 68-yard run. Goes 59 yards here. Bears up 24-20. Just over a minute left. 4th and 9 for Minnesota. Johnson hits Carter again to the Bears' 12. Carter's 25th career 100-yard receiving day. Dennis Green says, maybe. 3rd and 7 from the 9-yard line. Johnson looking for Chris Walsh, corner of the end zone. Johnson was 33 of 44, 285. Bikes up by 3. Hey, TJ, how soft is your couch?
Not as soft as the cushion that Harris leaves here for Walsh. He's lined up at the 10. You're on the 9. That puts you 1 yard deep in the end zone. You don't do me any good defensively playing in the end zone.
Walsh got his 2nd career touchdown. Bears last chance. 7 ticks left. 4th and 1. Kramer going back, but Derek Alexander, the former Seminole, trips him up. Kramer sacked twice in the game. Dave Wanstead and the Bears lose their 2nd close game of the season. It's still 0-2 in the record books, though. The Vikings move 61 yards in 2 minutes and 58 seconds for the game-winning touchdown. Included in that drive, a pair of 3rd downs and that huge 4th and 8. Reed and Carter, both over 100 yards receiving. But, guys, Brad Johnson completed passes to 8 different Minnesota Viking receivers. That's getting it done.
He's good. And you know what? The Vikings are always good, Stuart and Tom. It seems like they always come out of the chutes well. And as far as Dennis's tenure there since, what, 92? 16-6 in September and then the win in August. So that's one of the best records in the league coming out of the chutes. They need to sustain it, though, all year. A team that rarely has a good record coming out of the chutes, in the middle of the chutes, at the end of the chutes, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But you have this feeling that last week's upset of the San Francisco 49ers, we may look back one day and say, this is when the Buccaneers' resurgence began. Now, the next task, should they choose to accept it, will be to win against the Detroit Lions team that had beaten it 5 straight times. So here we go, the Bucs at the Lions. And Eric Redd, not going to see a lot of time in the backfield. You know why? First of all, they got a small, fast, deceivingly powerful guy named Warwick Well Done. Look at him make the move. Look at him avoid tackles. He's going to go 49 yards down to the 9-yard line. They got a big bruising fullback in his 2nd year named Mike Alstott. Look at this. And down to the 1. And there, very unbuck-like. Oh, my goodness. Play action pass. Dilfer to Patrick Hape. 10-0 Buccaneers. Hardy Har Nickerson led a Buck defense that held Barry Sanders to 20 yards rushing. Rufus Porter, former Pro Bowl with the Seahawks, unblocked, a 5-yard loss on Sanders.
Well, Tommy Bardell, now, if you're the Lions, you have a lead blocker, but he does you no good if he's not going to block. And right there, Bardell misses Porter, and you see the loss to Sanders.
Not a good time to renegotiate for Eric Brett. Then Warwick Dunn, the rookie, takes it up the middle for 7 tough yards, Tom. And then watch on this touchdown run up the middle.
Well, that's the unusual thing. Tony Dungy is not going to use him just outside. He's going to use him inside for the tough yards.
First half alone, 116 yards, 17-0 Buccaneers. Third quarter, Scott Mitchell on the run. Anthony Parker's going to tip it, but right in the hands of Johnny Morton Salt. 73 yards, touchdown, 17-10 now. So the Lions are within a touchdown. 33 seconds to go. The Bucs have scored again to lead it 24-10. And just watch this. Mitchell, but he threw it to the right guy, Barry Sanders. Whoop! Barry Sanders, whoop! Barry Sanders makes the move there. And then watch this. You think Melvin Johnson? No, I don't think you're knocking me out of bounds. Could go all the way. Barry Sanders, 66-yard reception, 24-17. One onside kick doesn't work. The next one doesn't work. Maybe it's the pewter pants. Maybe it's the program of Tony Dungy, or maybe it's the do theory, because God knows they're due. But we told you on the opening Schwab, we picked the Bucs for the playoffs. Nothing we've seen has changed our mind. Tampa Bay beat Detroit by the count of 24-17. Dunn got 130 yards rushing in the game. The Bucs, 2-0 start. They started 0-5 last year. As for the Lions, Bobby Ross certainly not thrilled.
First of all, I apologize to the Detroit fans for that performance, okay? I mean, we were booed and we deserved to be booed. 2 holding penalties, a misalignment on a motion. I mean, you know, we're not into the game when that type of stuff happens. I don't know what it is, but I mean, that's little league playground stuff. And it's embarrassing. It is flat out embarrassing.
Well, he'll fix that. I mean, but that's 2 sloppy games for the Lions, but he's just been there a couple of games. Tommy, Tampa Bay, some basic offense. We like what we see here.
Well, and I'm sure Coach Ross would also give credit to the Buccaneers for playing a pretty good football game. I think that we had a microscopic view of what the Buccaneers want to do on that first touchdown drive. Dunn is the change of pace guy, the scat back. Then you pound with Allstott, and we're going to see more play-action pass with Trent Dilfer because now you don't have the tremendous pressure on him from a blitzing package coming with 5, 6, and 7 people. And then defensively, it's a defense that I built the way I like to see a defense built, front to back, where the strength of that defense is their front line. Then you have Derek Brooks and Hardy Nickerson at the linebacking core, which makes it fairly easy for those DBs to be successful.
They're building. They had a very intriguing draft. They've had high picks all these years.
Starting to work out.
Starting to pay off for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just file it away. When we return, explain something to me. How can the biggest guy be brought down by the smallest guy? The bus taken down by Darryl Green. Oilers, Dolphins. Could Eddie George have another 200-yard game?
Dick, the creator of Miller Lite Advertising, has great news for all football fans. This year, Miller Lite is an official beer sponsor of the NFL. That means that this season will be better than last season. Remember when you were trying to watch a game, but there was that terrible glare? Well, that's not going to happen this year. Dick says, if you like that, you haven't seen anything yet. Stay tuned.
You really want a cellular phone, but you're afraid of the service plans, activation, the true cost. So you go back and forth. Don't do that. Come into Radio Shack. We'll patiently explain everything you need to know about going cellular. You'll see that not only are cellular phones nothing to be afraid of, they're actually quite friendly. Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
Activate now and get a Nokia phone with a car lighter adapter for $9.99.
Not that great. 24-hour sports news network. Yeah, sure. Scores, highlights, breaking news. Who cares? Big deal. People act like this is a second coming or something. People say, are you going to be on ESPN News? Nope. No way. Apparently I don't fit into their little schedule. I need a new agent.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. Well, 2 teams with playoff hopes The Washington Redskins and the Pittsburgh Steelers met at Three Rivers, but obviously in week one, only one of them looked like a playoff team. Washington looked good, Pittsburgh looked poor, but for the Pittsburgh Steelers of Bill Cowher, it's always time after loss to get back to basics. And for them, to quote Paul Simon, just hop on the bus, Gus. And that was their game plan today. Look at this, Michael Westbrook, Stephen Davis, not discussing a rematch on Showtime. Two teammates sitting together. Cordell Stewart with a 1-yard touchdown plunge early. Bill Cowher says, hey, the drive, we're up 7-0, no problem. Gus Farrat looking in the end zone, Darren Perry wide open. Problem, he plays for the Steelers. What happened?
Yeah, well, nice interception, but he should have stayed in the end zone and taken the 20 yards.
Second quarter, Cordell Stewart trying to run it again. Now this is what he can do. Look at him scramble, evade 2 tackles, pick up a block downfield, and get the first down. However, 3 plays later, in the shotgun, he looks across the middle, and Marcus Patton is there, Tom, for the interception.
And this is where a running back and a quarterback have to be on the same page. This will come. You see Jerome Bettis run the route. He sees Marcus Patton stepping up. Decides to break the route off deeper. You can see how open he would have been. The ball had already been released.
Gus Farrat picked off, and he shall be a Levon, and he shall be a good man. Levon Kirkland with the pick with under 35 seconds to go, and Mom and Dad from nearby Pennsylvania say, oh, Gus and Pat Farrat, oh, young man, we can do better than that. But they watched as the second half kickoff, Brian Mitchell. We've seen this before. Maybe we haven't. Not on a kick return. Norm Johnson tries, but he could go all the way. 97 yards, and the Skinsbury suddenly had taken the 10-7 lead. 7 career kickoff, 7 career touchdown on return for Mitchell.
Well, the replay shows he went out of bounds, but if you're the official and the guys are trying to make the tackle right there, you'd have a very difficult time seeing his feet. I give him the benefit of the doubt.
3rd and 1, Jerome Bettis trying to pick up the first down, but now all of a sudden Washington's going to play some defense. Jesse Campbell stumps up Mike Nolan, says, hey, 4th down, they go for it, but now here we go. Bettis with a 15-yard run. Same drive in the 4th quarter. Bettis carrying almost exclusively. Gets the pitch from Cordell, beats everyone to the corner, touchdown. The Steelers are up 14-13. Bettis 27 carries, 134 yards. Under a minute and a half to go to game. Brian Mitchell trying to run it. 3rd and 1, loses 2 on the play. Norb Turner says we got to go for it. 4th and 3. Jamie Ashes to Asher gets the reception for the first down. 35 seconds to go. Tip. Intercepted by Chris Oldham. Get up. Don't get down. Don't get up. Get down. Gus's parents, there'll be better days. The big busloads of folks from nearby Ford City, Pennsylvania. The Redskins were game, but now they and the Steelers are 1-1 as Washington wins it by the count, Pittsburgh wins it by the count of 14-13. Meanwhile, the Oilers and the Dolphins at Pro Player Stadium. A lot of question. Would Dan Marino ever get benched if he wasn't playing well? Jimmy Johnson said he might in favor of Craig Erickson. You knew that Dan Marino was going to come out firing. And his favorite receiver today, O.J. McDuffie. Safe at second base for 26 yards. Miami threatening. Marino. This one almost picked off by Darrell Lewis, number 29. But all told, 11 for 17, a buck 49 in the first half for Dan. 4th and 1, Miami ball for 33. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is stuffed. Maybe they go to the backup center, Mick Kupchak. Jeff Fisher loves his Oiler defense. Second quarter, 3rd and 3. Eddie George, short of a first down tackle by Zach Thomas. But there's a penalty. Face mask on Thomas, and the drive stays alive. George, who had 216 last week, look at the move he makes right there. 7-3, the Oilers.
Well, you're going to watch Corey Harris here spot shadowed as he comes across from his safety spot. And one thing you don't want to do is duck your head and close your eyes, and I think we're seeing both of those things right there as Eddie George goes into the end zone.
Jimmy Johnson, the Dolphins down 10-3 at the half. 3rd quarter, first play. Steve McNair picked up by Terrell Buckley. This is a very interesting 1-yard interception return because he runs 20 yards. Remember, he got to the 35, and they're up to the 34-yard line. 4th and 1 for Miami. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He stopped. Go to Jim Jones. Miami couldn't run it. Jeff Fisher says, we can play some defense, Tommy, and what happened?
Well, Marcus Robertson sneaks up into the line. Nobody accounts for him, and that's a free hit right there on the running back.
4th quarter. 53 seconds to go in the game at his own 31, and this is the arm the Oilers drafted. Steve McNair to Chris Sanders. 46 yards. They have one of the best field goal kickers in the game, Al Del Greco. He's also one of the best golfers in the NFL. But he tried to draw the ball at the dog leg left. He left it out. 43 yards, no good. The Dolphins win the toss in overtime. Waving spikes right up the middle. No one there. Look at him go into Oiler territory to the 45. 10, Marino will look for Fred Barnett and find him inside the 25. Homer Barnes called for unsportsmanlike conduct for kicking. Jeff Fisher says, what are you doing? Olindo Mare. Whoa! It's a field goal. It's good. He grew up about 5 blocks from the stadium, kicking for his hometown team. I think he almost kicked it home in his backyard. Dolphins win in overtime, 16-13. So the Oilers, 2 weeks, have played 2 overtime games, but they've split at Miami 2-0. Marino threw for 324 yards, 8 passes. So J. McDuffie, Eddie George did get not 200 yards, but 106 yards. But it's the Dolphins that were 2-0, Tommy, although they won, but.
Yeah, they won the game, but you look at third down conversions, 3 for 13 in week 1, 3 for 12 this week. Eventually, those kinds of numbers will catch up with you.
Let's go back to the first game. Pittsburgh and Washington is one of our feature games today. And Pittsburgh had 2 home games now. They've won today, but I think a curious performance, don't you?
Well, and we talked about last week them not being in range offensively. Today they were within range, but they didn't have the balance, and they depended on Jerome Bettis to a large extent to win this football game. Jerome put up 134 rushing yards, and especially in the fourth quarter when they needed it, he got it done. Now, Cordell Stewart, on the other hand, throws for 82 yards and runs for 70. And quite frankly, that sounds like a lot of yards, but I'd like to see him do more of that, be himself. So just if you go back, nothing's there, you run for 150 yards, I like that just as much as you throwing for 300 yards.
Skin's probably feeling, boy, if we had Terry Allen, well, maybe things would have been different. But Washington, they've been on the road 6 straight weeks, including the preseason, and they've won, 4 of the 6 games. They finally get to go home, and that'll be a welcome sight, their new stadium next week. Well, let's go inside the numbers. What can the Pittsburgh Steelers do? Well, since Bill Cowher got there, they can run the football. Jerome Bettis today, 134 yards. The Steelers ran for 222. Since Cowher came there, 92, including the playoffs, they average almost 150 yards a game at home. 28 players, not different ones, with 2,800-yard performances. And the record at home is pretty darn good, 38-10, although the Redskins almost beat him today. When we return.
Inside the Numbers is brought to you by Visa, the official card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be. www.visa.com.
Like I said, when we return, the Patriots and the Colts. The Patriots have a defense to go with Drew Bledsoe and company. The Colts found out. The Bills and the Jets. Would they throw him the damn ball? We'll find out.
I-24. Oh, 73. I-16. Bingo! I got bingo!
Get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
Ready for the next game?
Green Bay is a small town. When someone leaves here, it means something. It means the entire community has been diminished. It means an acquaintance, a neighbor, a friend has left your life forever. Most importantly, it means there's now some extra seats available. For Sunday's game.
Well, it's awfully tough to get tickets from the Super Bowl champs. It's absolutely impossible with American Express. So bring your Visa card.
Go, Packers.
The official card of the NFL.
St. Louis will be the setting as the top seniors on tour shoot for over $1 million in prize money. The Boone Valley Classic. Coverage begins Friday at 3, only on ESPN.
Thursday night. If Alabama takes Vandy lightly, that'd be a mistake. A couple times they've gone into Music City and almost faced the music.
Alabama Vanderbilt. Thursday night at 8, only on ESPN.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. The New England Patriots, AFC champs, on the road at Indianapolis with their 9-4 lifetime. And Jim Harbaugh against Drew Bledsoe very early on. First quarter, Bledsoe. 2 4-touchdown passes to 4 different receivers last week. Sean Jefferson moving on up for a 34-yard TD. 7-0 New England. Look at the defense here by Chris Slade. Mama, we're all crazy now. He drags down Marshall Faulk. Held that drive to just a field goal, so it's 7-3. And more tough defense.
They are a very fast pursuit defense. Here it's Ty Collins doing the honors, but hard to turn the corners on this defense.
Faulk just 15 carries for 23 yards in the game. More Patriot defense. Aaron Beetle Bailey's going to make the catch. But look at Jimmy Hitchcock, star in his own film, almost knocks Bailey's helmet off. Then Infani's offense not moving. 7-6, though, is the game in the second quarter. But here is Bledsoe. Close to the red zone. The little flare to Curtis Martin on the screen. Look at him accelerate. Fires with a block at the 5. 21-yard touchdown. 14-6 New England. Bledsoe in the first half of the season, 451 yards and 6 TDs. 19 seconds left in the half. Harbaugh rushed out of the pocket. But he's hit late by Teddy Bruschi. Everybody tries to get that late Bruschi, but that kept the drive alive, moved it up. Harbaugh throws to Marvin Harrison. Interference by Ty Law. You appealed to a higher court. Didn't get the decision. 5 seconds left. Harbaugh to Scott Slutsker out of the end zone. Myth is Lindy because they didn't get any points at 14-6 New England at the half. Then more Chris Slade. Man, what a first 2 games he's had. Of course, it helps when you have the lead. He sacks Harbaugh. Then, Tommy?
Yeah, he's working here on rookie tackle Adam Meadows, left tackle Adam Meadows. And you see that move to the outside, that speed and quickness.
21-6 in the fourth quarter. Look at that little Megan run his way into the record book. This 11-yard punt return allows him to pass Billy White Shoes Johnson for the all-time leader in punt return yardage. Congratulations to one of football's good guys, Bledsoe. Kerry Glenn is out. Troy Brown is his replacement. Bledsoe loves this guy. Troy Brown is Vanderbilt out. 4 more touchdown passes for Drew Bledsoe to 4 different receivers. You saw 3 of them. Vincent Ultimate Frisbee also had a TD catch. And the Patriots diced the Colts by the count of 31-6. Curtis Martin had 121 yards. And you know what, Tom? They're pretty good.
Well, you got a Pro Bowl quarterback, an outstanding offensive line, a Pro Bowl tight end, a 1,000-yard runner, a good, solid young defense. You just make sure they don't miss the bus to the stadium.
They did not, and they are 2-0. The Buffalo Bills have never gone 0-2 as Mark Levy's been the head coach. Last time they were underdogs to the Jets was 1988. But Bill Parcells says the Jets with a big win last weekend. I just own season tickets, Tom. Was I one of these? Jet. Special teams, a big factor. Lots happened in the first half, but the second half was wilder. Look at Steve Tisker at Tasker. Get nailed by Chris Purple Hayes.
Well, I return kicks in college. A lot of times you catch the ball, you're looking up, you don't have a chance to see the coverage guy. That's what happens right here.
So you think you knocked Tasker out of the game? I don't think so. Next return gets the block from Mark Pike. And look at Tisker at Tasker. Look at him go. 47 yards before. Oddly enough, Hayes pulls him down. That sets up the young quarterback, second-year man Todd Collins. Better early than late. Better Quinn than early. Touchdown to Quinn early. Beats Otis Smith, 37 yards, 21-13 Bills. Ensuing kickoff. Aaron Glenn takes it at the 4. And he could go all the way. Look at Steve Christie. Slap him 5. Hey, nice return, man. Touchdown! Touchdown! Glenn, 96 yards. The Jets missed the 2-point conversion, so they're down 21-19. Fourth quarter. It looks like a good snap, but Chris Moore was last. James Farrier tackles him. Good field position for the Jets. That sets up John Hall, the rookie. He kicks this for Hall and Oates. 52 yards. It looks like it was good from 65. Had a 55-yarder last week. 22-21. The Jets, 4 of his 5 kickoffs went for touchback. But the Bills rallied. Todd Collins, a little flip to Timmy Tyndale. They hooked up on one of these in the first half, and in the second half, let's get him go. 44 yards. That sets up Collins to the man for Michigan, Jay Reamersma. And Tom, what does he do?
All he does is catch a touchdown.
All he does, look at, whoa! Look at the footwork and the touchdown pass from Collins.
Well, great job of Reamersma setting his feet and keeping him in bounds and then focusing on the football.
28-22, the Bills lead it. Neil O'Donnell, throw him the damn ball. Keyshawn Johnson catches it for 34 yards at 10 of the 24. Bruce Smith, don't hold the damn ball when Bruce Smith is rushing. 4th and 23, last chance. Manny Martin. Kurt Schurz knows nothing. The Jets have nothing. Not today for the Jets, and the Bills win it 28-22. As the Jets have still not won consecutive games since Pete Carroll was their head coach in '94. But a good game as Todd Collins came up with 3 touchdown passes and throwing 210 yards. 8 sacks for the Bills, including 3.5 by Bryce Propp in the game. And Todd Collins at times still looked a little shaky, but boy, he's beginning to feel his way.
Well, he looks so much better than he looked last week, and I think that's a credit to their offensive coordinator, Dan Henning. When he was in Washington, he was great at protecting the quarterback, and I think he's going to do the same thing with Collins. He uses maximum protection, whether it takes 7 guys, 8 guys, and you only have 2 out in the pattern. I'm going to make sure that my quarterback is comfortable and knows he's not going to get beat up.
Well, that's kind of the task, Tommy, that the 49ers are facing, right? Because Steve Young didn't play. How would Jim Druckenmiller do only his second week in the season? He got the start against the Rams. And the Packers and the Eagles. Would the Eagles stun the defending champ?
Mike Ditka for 1-800-COLLECT.
Hey, come on, ladies! Hey, get mad! Make believe I just insulted your mama. Or make believe I just traded you. Make believe I just called you collect without using 1-800-COLLECT.
Hey, he could have saved us up to 44% with 1-800-COLLECT.
Whoa! Stop, guys! I was only kidding. Stop!
1-800-COLLECT. Save up to 44%.
Hang 10 in 132 horsepower, 16-valve, overhead cam, four-wheel independent suspension, cab forward, gnarly Dodge Neon Coupe. Dude, say hello to Dodge Neon. Now get $1,000 cash back during the Dodge Big Summer Clearance.
This is Mad 98 talking Smart D. Who do you love, Coach?
Guys who can sniff out a quarterback.
Yeah, zoning, dropping, snorting out the scent of fear.
The greats have good smellers on them. And boom, they act like a unit.
Liquid D, baby.
You have the sniffer, you have the smeller, then you go get what you just smelled. And this way you have that smeller for
You can run, but the hoons will find you. Light 'em up, people. We're talking trains with brains. Madden NFL 98, the ultimate judge. EA Sports. It's in the game.
They come from the small cities and big farms, leaving behind their egos and their innocence, bringing only their speed, their dreams, and perhaps a small fire extinguisher. For the sweat and the heat and the pain of Joe Ball, Coors Light salutes the guys of the gridiron, men who know that when you're about to burst into flames, there's only one beer capable of cooling down that burning thirst. Frost brewed Coors Light.
For the first time since Super Bowl 19, that's the end of the '84 season, the San Francisco 49ers were faced with playing a game that counted, without Jerry Rice in the lineup. And for the first time since 1979, they were starting a rookie quarterback. A guy named Joe Montana started in '79. He lost, but it turned out okay. But this time in St. Louis, it was Jim Druckenmiller that got the start. Times they are changing all of a sudden for the 49ers against the St. Louis Rams. Kevin Greenwood didn't play. And look at Steve Young. He said, don't you ever do that to me. I'm out with a concussion. But I guess Druckenmiller is young, and we know Kevin is crazy. Second quarter, it's 6-0 Rams. Tommy Thompson with a punt. Eddie Kennison hits a fumble. The Niners recover, but their Zach Bronson is called for holding. Kennison on the ensuing punt tries to cut back, and it's a fumble. And then came Bronson again. Zach recovers it, and the Niners in business. Bud Carson say, we got to come after Jim Druckenmiller, and Druckenmiller is meat. Easy sack as Marco Farr burst through the middle. Next play, Druckenmiller. This is the guy that has to step up. And look at J.J. Stokes between two defenders. Make the catch. Druckenmiller to Stokes. Just like Young to Rice. Sit right. 7-6, the Niners. Steve Mariucci is the Mariachi Band. Not all easy, though, for Druckenmiller in the flat. Ryan McNeil, second of his 2 picks of the day. Tommy, just a bad throw.
Well, 25-yard pattern, 20-yard throw. About 5 yards too short. He'll learn, though.
Yes, he will. He's in a tough spot. Third quarter, Tony Banks. They're trying to get in. He's to the one. Oh, no, it's a fumble. And the Niners recover the football. Third quarter, Banks hit by Dana Stubblefield. It's a fumble. 3 fumbles for Banks, 2 which he lost. Last year, he set an NFL record of 21 fumbles in one season, losing 11 last year. So that has not changed, at least yet. Druckenmiller, though, gives it right back. Under pressure, Keith Lyle makes the pick in the end zone. Druckenmiller picked off 3 times by the St. Louis Rams. Rams lead 12-7. But here's a guy that also must step up. Garrison, first I look at the Hurst. Todd Light, the light's off. Touchdown by Hurst. Niners convert a 2-point conversion. They lead at 15-12. Last chance for the Rams. Down 3. Banks. Eddie Kennison up to the midfield stripe. Jeff Wilkins, former Niner, says, let me tie the game. 4th and inches. Banks. Sneak. Measurement. Niners say no. Refs say no. There'll be better days for Tony Banks and the St. Louis Rams. Are an up-and-coming team, but somehow, some way, the Niners found a way. Druckenmiller, Stokes, Hurst, and the Niners beat the Rams by the count of 15-12 as Hurst did 92 yards in the game.
And that's the encouraging thing for the 49ers. A sloppy game by 49er standards, but you're looking for anything right now. This is something to build on. Garrison, Hurst in the running game.
4 turnovers for each team, but it looks like a very soft NFC West. The winner of this division could be 9-7. That's what San Francisco may be eyeing, because as we go inside the numbers, what a day for the NFC West. The Niners scored 2 touchdowns today, okay? They turned the ball over 4 times. Saints, Rams, Falcons, and Panthers. None of them scored any touchdowns. And look at the turnovers, including 6 by the Saints. All told in the NFC West, 2 TDs, 18 turnovers. That's fine if you're a bakery. It's not good if you're a football team. When we return, the Giants and the Jaguars. Tiki Barber, could he lead the Giants down south? Broncos and Seahawks. Look at 8-4. Shannon Sharp, one-handed grab. Broncos look to go 2-0. Packers and the Eagles. Would Green Bay get the bounces, or is it Philly's day?
The brand new limited edition Disney Winnie the Pooh postage stamps are now available. The International Collectors Society is now offering the only collector's set ever issued to commemorate the evolution of Winnie the Pooh from a real bear born in Winnipeg, Canada, to a cartoon icon beloved around the world. Demand for this limited edition set has been so overwhelming, experts are already predicting this set will be prized by you and your loved ones for generations to come. Not available at your local post office, you can only get them through this special television offer. The complete set of stamps is only $9.95. You'll also receive a numbered certificate of authenticity and a protective display holder. But that's not all. When you order, you'll also get this beautiful Disney Winnie the Pooh airmail stamp, an $8 value absolutely free. Remember, you get the legal tender Disney Winnie the Pooh stamps, a numbered certificate of authenticity, and protective display holder, all for $9.95. And when you act now, you'll also receive this stunning Disney Winnie the Pooh airmail stamp, an $8 value, absolutely free. There's a limit of 6 per household. Call toll-free now.
Everyone makes a big deal out of the SportsCenter catchphrases, but honestly, we make this stuff up right on the spot.
Welcome aboard Flight 149 for right field. This is a non-chewing flight. It's never iffy if it's grippy. That blows. It must be a homer, Simpson, because the pitcher just went go.
And because the catchphrases are so organic, keeps the show fresh.
4! I am the most popular player in all the land. Yahtzee!
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. Stuart, another day, another quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, but this team must be deep. I mean, they're pulling, you know, big rock and roll star. The Dave Matthews Band, right, was the quarterback this time against the Giants. I don't get it.
This is the guy last week in relief. He had never done anything. No passes, no completions, no nothing. On this day, he gets his first career start, facing a serious defense. You know, Jesse Armstead swears his preseason hit that injured Mark Brunell was clean, and to prove he's a good guy, he even spoke to Brunell before today's Giants-Jags game. But don't think the Giants linebackers turned soft. Remember last week, Kid had 13 tackles, including that savage but legal helmet separation hammer of Irving Fryer. Fryer held on, got up, signaled first down, but Armstead noticed Fryer woozy on the sidelines the next play. Jesse said he acted like he was looking for his mouthpiece. He wasn't looking for his mouthpiece. Jags sends Steve Matthews in, and there's Jesse Armstead. With there being a retaliation, Tony Baselli doing his best Michael Westbrook, or his best Evander Holyfield. First quarter, no score. 3rd and 4. Matthews scrambles, drilled by Keith Hamilton. Marcus Buckley recovers the fumble. On the Giants' first play, Dave Brown looking for the rookie Ike Hilliard. Hilliard, pop, but hangs on. TJ looks like he got KO'd by Westbrook or Holyfield.
Well, you're going to see Hilliard running here into the double zone, and just right here, you have to get tapped on the head just right, gets the ball, tucks it away, and then you see the pop right there on the back of the head.
Next play, Tiki Barber, the rookie out of Virginia, broke off something real proper like his second career touchdown. He had one last week, 7-zip Giants. Second quarter, 7-3 G-men. Jaguars driving. Matthews looking to the end zone. Armstead tips it. Corey Whitmer picked it off, but hold up, TJ.
Well, Thomas Randolph here on Jimmy Smith, and you see the hand right there. He wraps him. There's a referee standing right where the goal post is, and he gets called. Thomas Randall does for interference.
Jags got to keep the ball, and James Stewart, no doubt. His 14th career touchdown, the former Volunteer, 10-7 Jacksonville. Still second quarter. Matthews playing way up. Hits Natron Means in the flat. 21-yard gain. Matthews 23 of 35, 252. Same drive, 4th and 1 from the 9. Nobody touches Natron. He meant serious business. Second touchdown this year, 30th of his career. Scary moment for the Giants. So what the irony? Jesse Armstead, who put Brunell out with a knee injury, gets his own knee buckled by a teammate. Giants trying to come back. Dave Brown to Chris Callaway. Howdy, 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 hey.
Howdy, howdy, ho.
Only the Giants' 41st touchdown pass in their last 50 games, though they missed a 2-point conversion, down 10. Fourth quarter, G-Men down 26-13. Oh, Callaway was the man that Brown wanted. Travis Davis instead got his 3rd career interception. Jaguars take advantage. Hey, you got to call Natron bus driver because he took the Giants to school. 24 carries, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. Giants get dogged. Jacksonville wins it 40-13 in this game. Huge. Dave Brown, 16 of 35, 182 yards, but it was not enough. Jimmy Smith had 8 catches, 117 yards for the Jags. Mike Hollis, 4 field goals. Tiki Barber, only 17 yards rushing, but he had a touchdown. Boom. Oh, here we go. Panthers, Falcons. Georgia Dome debut. All right, I'll do the highlight. Can I do the highlight? I'll do the highlight. No score in the second quarter. Chris Chandler, assault and battery, ditched by Mike Fox. Chandler's hand, watch it, smacks off the Georgia Dome turf. He left with a mild concussion. Fox slapped with a personal foul. Tough first half for Steve Berline. Berline dropping back to pass. Pressured. David Brandon dumps him. Berline, 8 of 16, just 77 yards, sacked 4 times in the first half, and line up 3-zip at recess. 3-0 third quarter. Billy Joe Tolliver, first NFL game since 1994, finds Burt Emanuel across the middle. Emanuel loses his helmet, keeps running, then he lost the ball. 6 fumbles, 4 turnovers in this game. Emanuel's like, what? I can't. Oh, my bad. Later in the third, Atlanta up 6-zip. Hey, TJ, you talk about hearing footsteps or what?
Well, no excuse for dropping the ball, but in a dome, and you look up, there's a lot more to see than sky. Emmanuel dropped that ball there. He's frustrated. Billy Joe Tolliver's frustrated.
Yeah, everybody's frustrated. Carolina took advantage. Game tied at 6. Over a minute to go. Berline finds Mushin Muhammad for the 11-yard gain. Berline 21 of 35, 268. 23 seconds left. Wesley Walls blew up. He had 7 catches, a career high. 147 yards receiving, career high. 18 seconds left. Berline hits Muhammad again. Muhammad cannot get out of bounds. Carolina scrambling to get set. This is the game clock ticking down. 7, 6. Berline trying to get everybody. Watch the clock. 3, 2, snap. Spiked it. 1 second left. 1 second to go. John Casey, a 39-yard field goal attempt. Remember, the Panthers 0-4 in the preseason. Lost the opener last week, but Casey, butter. His 3rd game-winning field goal, as the Panthers said. Berline, an ugly win is just as good as a pretty win. Tom Capers' Panthers take this game 9-6. The Falcons win the game despite only 210 yards, while the Panthers get 321, but more than half of the Panthers' yards coming in the last quarter. Thank you, John Casey, for sparing us the first touchdown-less overtime game since the Steelers-Oilers back in '94.
Couldn't help but think, Stuart, that this game put football back to the pre-expansion days, before Carolina, before Atlanta, when everybody down south rooted for the Washington Redskins. That's a long time ago. Meanwhile, the Green Bay Packers at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Packers have not won there since Franklin Field in 1962. Reggie White says, I remember these cheesesteaks at Pat's. And there it is, the Pack 0-4 lifetime at the Vet. Well, Antonio Freeman, not a good start with him and Brett Favre.
Yeah, usually sure-handed. You see him miss one there, and then you see him wide open down the sideline, and he misses another one. So you're going to cause your quarterback to lose a little confidence. You do that early on in the game.
Yeah, the Packers really missing opportunities. They're only up 6-0 at the half. Brett Favre backhanded. What? A backhand pass is good at the U.S. Open Tennis Championship, but not when Red Hall is there. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling to the 15-yard line. And then you knew it was going to come, Tom.
Well, we talked this morning about Ricky Waters and getting him going. Now, right there, he gets stuffed. And then you see Reggie White working on Barrett, the right tackle, goes and does that hip toss on him, and then sets up the outside move for another sack.
So it's still a single-digit game. Remember last week the Pack were, what, 11-11 at one point? Now it's 9-3 under 10 minutes to go. 3rd and 12, Ty Detmer. To Michael Timpson, first down, 14 yards. 3 plays later, Detmer to Irving Fryer on the sidelines, down to the 35. Detmer to Fryer, similar pattern inside the 20. 3rd and 8 from the 13. Fryer slicing through the middle. He goes down, it's 10 yards, 1st and goal now. Fritz Shermer says, play some deep. First and goal with him, 3.5 to go. Ricky running, Waters, stop. Reggie White looking on from the bench saying, good job, guys. Second and goal, Waters runs left. No, but he stopped at the 1-foot line. Bernardo Harris and Hollenquist. Then Waters stopped by Mike Pryor out of prior commitment. Reggie White comes in. One more stop needed. Fourth and goal from the 2. 2-minute warning. Denver with Freddie Solomon in motion. Touchdown at the back of the end zone. The extra point gives the Eagles a 10-9 lead. The Packers. Nobody can move the chains in the last 2 minutes better than they can. Favre. It's a minute 43 to bring his team back. But first, William Thomas makes it an English muffin. Loss of 6 yards. 4th and 16. Favre. To Derek May. First down and then some. All the way down to the 30-yard line and out of bounds. And the rain, the hard rain started to fall, babe. Rookie kicker Ryan Longwell, since replacing Brett Conway, who got hurt, had missed in the preseason or week 1. He gets set as Dorsey Levens runs for 5. Levens for 5, down to the 10-yard line. Another short run. We're going to kick the field goal, says Mike Holmgren. Ray Rhodes and the Eagles staring at an 0-2 start. It's a 28-yard chip shot, except for one to tail. It's wide right. It's wide right. No good. Remember that talk that the Pack might go undefeated? September 7th, throw it out the window. The Eagles, again, the Packers, just only the third time they've been held to single digits on the scoreboard in the last 4 years. The Eagles beat the Packers by the score of 10-9. Broncos and the Seahawks. Seahawks, maybe this is part of their problem, Tom. They spend too much time riding a bicycle. It's Chris Warren. He's a good player, but how about the football? John Elway to Easy Ed McCaffrey. 16 yards leads to a field goal. Next drive, Elway on 3rd and 11 looks for bread and butter man Shannon Sharp. Look, Ma. One hand. He used to make one-handed catch. Bernie Casey used to make one-handed catches like that. Remember him, Tom? And then John Springs involved, the rookie.
Well, McCaffrey working on Springs right there, getting contact 2 downfield too far, drawing a penalty. Right there again, contact 2 downfield. And then McCaffrey drives him to the back of the end zone, does a great job of coming back to John Elway for a touchdown.
Denver's lead 10-7. 1st and 10. John Elway in the pocket. Michael Sinclair hits Elway. It's a fumble. Chad Brown picks it up. 26 yards. Touchdown. And Dennis Erickson and the Seahawks have their first lead of the season. 14-10 Seattle. Now it's a 14-13 game, 3rd quarter. Elway teases Sean Springs. Finds McCaffrey 21 yards. He beats him. 2-point conversion makes it 21-14. McCaffrey 8 catches for 93 yards and a pair of touches. Next drive, Warren Moon. Big play of the game, Darian Gordon. Came in for Torrey James, the former Charger, and he goes all the way. 32 yards, 28-14. He has a convoy. 35-14 the final. Moon, though, does throw 1 touchdown pass to make it 255 for his career. Ties Sonny Jurgensen for 6th place. But Elway had 2 touchdowns. He has 253 himself. When we return, time to dole out the game balls. We're busy.
The NFL is back, and it's better than ever. Now, Sports Illustrated wants you to grab on to the ultimate football package. 3 great football gifts, a limited edition NFL Team Sports Watch, and the official video of your favorite team, both free with your paid subscription. Plus, SI's Pro Football Spectacular, free when you use your credit card.
Gotta have it! Gotta have it!
Your rugged Team Sports Watch is water resistant and features the logo of your favorite team. Whether you want a classic or a hot new design, the choice is yours. With your official NFL team video, you'll get amazing highlights you won't want to miss. Call now. Get 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.48 an issue. Save over 57% off the cover price.
But we're not done yet.
Use your credit card and we'll also send you SI's own Pro Football Spectacular free. It's the ultimate football package, free from Sports Illustrated and nowhere else. Get into it.
Competition is fierce at Bristol University, with thousands of applicants competing for less than 100 slots.
1580 on his SATs, 4.0 GPA average, student body president.
Especially important are the teacher recommendations.
I've expressed my concern to Jason's parents about his excessive TV watching. He's been caught skipping school to attend football games.
Sounds like a Bristol man. He's in.
Primetime Players is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT, the way we call collect today.
You get in the NFL record book, you get my game ball. Dave Megan passes White Shoes Johnson 3,326 yards returning punch. He's #1 all-time. Congratulations, Dave. Stuart?
My game ball goes to Warwick Dunn, the career rushing leader at FSU, one of the nicest young men you'd ever want to meet. 116 yards in the first half, $130 for the game, 20 yards receiving. TJ?
My game ball goes to Drew Bledsoe, 4 TDs week 1, 4 TDs week 2, to 8 different receivers, 267 yards today. I guess he is a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, he's playing in that Strata Lounger.
Do you need cash now? Thousands of families have turned to J.G. Wentworth for money for medical expenses, business opportunities, debt consolidation, and new homes. If you're receiving periodic payments from a structured settlement or personal injury award and need cash, call now. Representatives are standing by to answer all your questions. If you're receiving structured settlement payments over a long period of time but need cash, call 1-800-603-0608.
What would you give to be more confident? What would you give for the knowledge it takes to move with certainty through every business day?
Just $3.90 a week brings you the Wall Street Journal. Our personal finance guide and decision maker software is free with your paid 10-week subscription. Call now, 800-443-7400. That's 800-443-7400 for the Wall Street Journal.
Saturdays, the action kicks off on campus. Join Chris Fowler, Lee Corso, and Kirk Herbstreit for college football's most complete pregame show, College Game Day, this week live from the University of Michigan, only on ESPN.
NFL Prime Monday at 7:30 Eastern Time. Mike and the gang, we go backstage with Marcus Allen, soundtracks with Neil Smith as Chiefs Raiders. Of course, Neil used to play for the Chiefs, but at any rate, that's on NFL Prime Monday, and then the game, of course, on ABC at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And you know what? Dallas could go and win their game, but even if they win it, there's only 7 2-0 teams. There were 10 2-0 teams last year. Not that many step into the forefront, but...
Well, 2-0, only one team's ever gone 0-2 and gone to and won the Super Bowl, Dallas Cowboys.
For Stuart Scott, I'm Tom Jackson. I'm Chris Berman. Thanks for watching. To Billy Fairweather, his wife Julie, congratulations, baby Shannon Rose.